2026 Bitcoin Conference, January 1 to 3. It's going to be fun in the sun. We're going to be covering AI. We're going to be covering blockchain. We're going to be like looking at all the meme coins and what's going on in the meme world. Tickets are at caicosbitcoin.eventbrite.com. caicosbitcoin.eventbrite.com. But you go to our website and you can get the link for the tickets there. It's going to be rad. We have so many speakers. I was so excited. I ran into um, the Honorable Charles Washington Misick a few days ago and invited him to join us at the Bitcoin conference. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to having the premier, Mr. Misick, speak, the Honorable Mr. Misick speak at the Bitcoin convention. If you guys are local here in Turks and Caicos, you're welcome to join. I have some giveaways for radio listeners. So if you want tickets, I'm going to be giving away tickets to the January 3 Bitcoin conference. So what I want you to do is go on to 885 The Beat, 885thebeat.com and register. There's a register button there. So everyone who registers in the sound of my voice at 885thebeat.com, I will be giving away some tickets to the Bitcoin convention. And not only that, we have so many other things and so many other free stuff. So go to 885 The Beat and register for free stuff. There's a link right there at the top of the menu that says free stuff, but you have to register. So if you're listening on the internet, wherever you are in the world, welcome. This is Charlene live on 88.5 FM, The Beat. This is the Smart Beat. Bitcoin today is trading at 88,306. 88,306. I know we were up to all-time highs were 126, almost 127,000 about a month or so ago. But we dropped back down to 88,306. Now, I know a lot of people jumped in at the top. So if you're one of those who's jumping into the pool when it's shallow, oh my goodness, it's going to be a hard landing. So you want to get in. If you are interested in buying Bitcoin, this is a buying opportunity. So I know some people might have been losing money. I feel for you. So many people are crying over Bitcoin. So many people are crying over crypto. But here's the thing. If that's your thing and you're into it, you've got to make sure what you're investing is not money that you need to pay your rent. You need to sell your Bitcoin to pay your rent or to pay your mortgage. Now you're in just as sad as a situation as I am. But it's trading today, Bitcoin, US dollars, 88,000 US dollars. We dropped down today. I think we lost about 20,000 today. So that is a big drop. 2.9%, 3% drop. So here we go, folks. Now let's look at what's going to be happening here in Turks and Caicos over the next little while. We've got the Blue Hills Christmas Parade coming up, hosted by none other than Sivil. Everybody knows Sivil. She is the greatest. And she's got dancers, she's got food, she's got festivities and fun and all kinds of giveaways. If you are here, what is the date? December 20. December 20 is the date of the Blue Hills Christmas Parade. Christmas in Blue Hills with Sivil, hosted by Sivil Dean and the whole Dean family. I've made friends with Sivil, and she's telling me, oh my goodness, there's so many people and there's going to be so much food, like food. You got to be like, all kinds of food. So I have it posted up there on the website, 885 The Beat, Blue Hills, or Christmas in Blue Hills. And let me quickly change the date on that. I think I have a wrong date there. But if you're going to be in the Turks and Caicos Islands for December, you want to make sure you are here for the Blue Hills Christmas Parade. I think the dancing, oh my goodness, I love the Jankunu band. I see them down at the fish fry all the time. I'm taking pictures with them. I've been like going up, and these things are so awesome. These young people, the youth in the bands, there's boys, there's girls, there's dancers. Oh my goodness, it's so much fun. And I'm going to hit up Civil. Civil Dean has a dance group, and they go to the hotels and they do dancing, and they're always practicing over there by Breezy Beach in Blue Hills. So I'm going to ask Civil if her dancers can come and dance for us at the Bitcoin convention, January 1, 2, 3, 3 days, Bitcoin, crypto, AI. Now, what's going on since Bitcoin is basically, for some people, is bottoming out, but you got to pull back and look at this whole thing through a different lens. I wanted to come on the show and talk people about the fact that it's $88,000 US dollars for one Bitcoin. So that's still really high up there compared to the next currency, like the British pound. Here in Turks and Caicos, we're using the US dollar for transactions, but even though this is a British territory, King Charles and the whole British government. And then, of course, we have our elected leaders here in the Turks and Caicos Islands. But as a visitor, I'm letting you guys know, it's not that Bitcoin is going up and down. Over time, Bitcoin started out less than a penny. Bitcoin started out with 9 zeros after the decimal point. So we're talking about a currency, a value, an asset that has grown all the way up to $88,300. There's a lot of things going on in the space when it comes to Bitcoin treasuries. There's a lot of talk about Web3. And we're finally getting to the point where we're tokenizing everything. And one of the things we want to tokenize is, of course, our natural resources. So, for example, in the Turks and Caicos, in the Caribbean, we have the barrier reef that protects us, that gives us these beautiful beaches, those white sand, glistening seashell beaches. Now, to protect that and to keep that in the pristine condition, we have to take care of the environment around us. We have to take care of the reef. So in conjunction with the Bitcoin conference coming up on January 1, 2, 3, New Year's in Turks and Caicos, what's more fun than that? We are going to be launching a series of NFTs that you can contribute by contribute to the reef, protecting the reef area. We're going to make a donation to the reef fund. So I wanted to make a donation to the reef fund and the group that's actively working hard every day to protect the barrier reef and to clean up the debris and to keep everything pristine. So part of the proceeds from the NFT release, I'm not going to give you that. Just giving you a hint. I've been working on this for like so long, and now it's finally ready for launch. And I want to kind of give you a hint. We're going to be using the little creatures of the ocean, creatures of the sea to mint as NFTs. Now, what is an NFT? An NFT is a non-fungible token. You're probably familiar with this is going crazy over the last 5 years that people are creating art, digital art, and selling those. There's the Bored Ape Yacht Club. That's one of the biggest collection for non-fungible token art. But non-fungible tokens can be anything. You can tokenize everything. You can tokenize real estate. You can tokenize the hours of work that you contribute to society. You can tokenize the amount of miles you travel. You can tokenize the amount of miles driven by a certain car. You can tokenize everything. You can even tokenize the Mona Lisa. So all this like very high-end art, people are tokenizing those and then selling a fraction. So you can own a fraction of the Mona Lisa. I don't know how much that's going for these days, but some of these NFTs, they sell for millions of dollars. Well, I'm not going after millions of dollars. I think we're going to mint about 21. We're going to start with 21 special collection, limited collection of sea creatures, creatures of the sea, for the NFT project to raise money for the Reef Fund. I know they're doing some great fundraisers over at the Reef. I'm going to do my own fundraiser so I can take proceeds of that from 88.5 FM, the Smart Beat, and make a donation on behalf of the Smart Beat to the Reef Fund. So I'm going to be launching those NFTs almost today. I don't know, maybe over the next couple of days. I've got everything set up. I've got the creature selected. And I mean, if you're listening to 88.5 FM, you'll be the first to know when I have officially launched the Creatures of the Sea Barrier Reef NFT project. It's going to be big, folks, and I'm going to be launching collection after collection. I'm going to go through the ocean floor and find creatures one after the other, and I'm going to start out with one of our favorite creatures, a little green creature that is very popular here in Turks and Caicos Islands. You probably can guess which one that is. A green hardback creature out of the ocean will be our first collection. There's a hint for you. I'm trying to stop myself from actually telling it and telling you which creature is going to be the minted first edition of the Creatures of the Sea Barrier Reef Fund NFT project, hosted or launched or minted by yours truly, Charlene, here on 88.5 FM. But that's the fun part. Now let's get into some of the details. What's happening with AI? Everybody's like into AI. Whether you're into it or not, it's into you, right? You know what's funny about Turks and Caicos? So the word Caicos has AI in it. So you guys in these islands better be up on your AI in the Caicos. So I'm here to catch you up to speed. The most critical function of artificial intelligence relies on nothing but energy, electricity. And so there is a mass exit from all other technology. Everything else is put aside, and we're all focused on AI. We're focused on robotics. Tesla just released the Optimus robot. I call it the Optimom because I want to get one of those Optimus robots and to do all the mom activities that I need done. Some people were thinking the AI robots are going to come and clean your houses. But here's what, folks, the robots, the first use, the most effective use, and the most needed use for AI I boil it down in three things. Here's the first thing: medicine. The use case for artificial intelligence and robotics is most needed in medicine. Now, the second most critical area for artificial intelligence, the way I boil it down, Charlene's ideas, not supported by anybody else, as far as I know, is security. So there is the idea that there will be no need for prisons. There will be no need for jails. There will no need to lock people up because the artificial intelligence will be so good at crime prevention, the deterrence. Because here's the idea. If there's a bad guy out there somewhere, the AI is going to find him. The surveillance of every human being on the planet is already taking place. Don't think that you can run and hide. You know, like some guy, steals a bag of chips and is running down the road and he goes and hides in bushes. There's a camera somewhere. There's a satellite image somewhere to find that guy very quickly. So the deterrence for criminality is going to be so strong that people are so afraid that the robots will get them. Hopefully we see a decline in crime. So the second use, of course, I said medicine was the first best use of the robotics and the artificial intelligence. Security and safety, public safety is the second. And then the next biggest area where AI is massively going to take over is education. Schools are obsolete. I don't know who's investing in, building schools and that's globally, or investing in, another building to house people. Maybe they'll just have all the kids go to school just for babysitting purposes. But the teachers are going to be replaced. Not only maybe at the lower levels, maybe like basic school, primary school, might not be the first area, but when it comes to universities, professors. So I was a teacher, an adjunct instructor at Utah Valley University in the United States. And that's where I spent, several years teaching Bitcoin, teaching blockchain, teaching about all this AI stuff. And I got very early into investing in some AI companies when I did have money. Right now, you're talking to a girl who's like pretty much, out of like, I won't like give you like say my wallet's empty, but let's just say there were days when I had more money than I have today. And I had invested in a whole bunch of technology because I'm all about the tech. And when I had like little money, I was like shaking out my purse and throwing it into Bitcoin, shaking out my purse and throwing it into some other technologies. Some of these companies have gone now and IPO'd or opened their business, grown to the point where now they're now trading on Wall Street, trading on the stock exchanges across the world, in the United States, on the New York Stock Exchange, the S&P 500, and NASDAQ. So I've been like into this AI stuff way back when, maybe 7 years ago. I started looking at companies who were putting out technologies in AI. So I've been studying this thing, and I'm telling you, so one of the technologies I invested in, I think 2001, I invested in a company called Predictive AI. And predictive AI was a medical technology that could take a sample of your DNA, like a hair follicle or a swat of your fluids in your nose, or your saliva or something like that, something from your body, skin cells, nail clippings, and they could run your DNA and predict. And that was 7 years ago. The predictability of what diseases or what you're prone, your cause of death. Basically, predictive AI could write your death certificate before you died. It could tell you what you're going to die of and like give an estimate of your lifespan, what's left of your life. So I've been investing and learning about this stuff way, way, way back several years ago. So where we are now today, as far as artificial intelligence and medicine, and this technology, I got onto it when it was already working. So the developer, the guy who developed this predictive artificial intelligence to help people figure out, what diseases they're prone to, uh, he had developed this stuff way before I met him and way before I got into it. So what I'm saying is this is not something new. Over the last decade or even the last couple decades, maybe 20, 30 years ago, there's been a lot of development in medical science as far as using artificial intelligence, robotics. And if you go now to like get a diagnostics, they have the machines that are able to get very precise diagnostics. In the past, you go for a diagnostic, some guy would look at your charts, would look at your test results and decide, this is your prognosis or what your diagnosis is. Guess what, folks? Going forward, all diagnostics are going to be done by AI, artificial intelligence. So we are in an era of what you said, explosion in science, explosion in solutions for healthcare. It was Elon Musk, one of my favorite people in the whole artificial intelligence arena. Elon Musk is saying that AI is also going to get rid of poverty globally. The idea that the whole entire workforce, piece by piece, will be absorbed into this whole artificial intelligence. This is not something new, folks. We've read about it even in the Bible. The scriptures tell us that there will be a day when we will see at once. Nobody's going to call you and tell you, oh, Jesus is coming. Oh, did you hear Jesus came? No, everybody will know at once that Jesus has come, that the second coming is here. There will be nobody that's like, oh, what's going on? I wonder what that light is. No, you will know. Knowledge will be so prevalent. The truth of all things will be made manifest through the artificial intelligence. You know, you're playing around with Chat GPT and asking questions. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about deep science, where the robots, the AI is taking over the entire medical chain, the entire medical sector, from prescription drugs, like even developing drugs that would heal, the secret code to the DNA and repairing the DNA at the molecular level. That's where AI is most useful and most needed right now. All diseases, there's a Neuralink, a company called Neuralink, and Neuralink has I think there's like 5 or 6 people now in the world testing the Neuralink um, brain chip. It's a chip inserted by precision. Even the chip itself that Neuralink is launching is not inserted into the brain by humans. It's a tiny chip, and it has to go in a very specific tiny spot of your brain. Not a human hand cannot be that specific. There's no human that can insert that chip as precisely as it's needed to do. So already when it comes to brain science and rocket science, we have a lot of artificial intelligence that's going into that. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. This is Charlene on the radio. I think I need to take a quick breath and run some music. We have live DJ in studio. Let me give a shout out to Caicos Lifestyle. They have a private yacht, and you can charter their private yacht to go out on a tour. Whether you're local or you're visiting, anywhere you are, you come to Turks and Caicos, you want to go out and get the luxury lifestyle, a taste of that, get on a private yacht. There's food and there's fun. And I'm telling you, there are so many great activities to do. There's snorkeling. I see a lot of people tearing up the ocean surface with those jet skis and jet cars and all the fun stuff. The snorkeling, the I don't know what else. A beach, just laying on the beach. I'm the kind of girl, just I don't want to do any of that excited stuff. I just want to lay on the beach and relax. I just want to sit on a boat and relax. And sometimes it's just such a beautiful day. The water is so pristine, and we have all this great view of the ocean. I mean, you can see down there where all the sea creatures are. So I'm going to come back and talk again about launching the Creatures of the Sea NFT project by Charlene. Thank you so much for tuning in. 88.5 FM, the Smart Beat with Charlene.
Perfect.
So you were playing the song, and then as
You look around, you notice. Yeah,
I can't see because your head is there. Your head is there. So if you
I know it's okay.
you started and then you lower the song,
Yeah,
and then we bring it. Which song you play now?
Unlimited Future. So I know.
Yeah. Let me hear.
You know.
Oh, inside it, hold
on. Nope. Crap. It's a play. It's just this.
Oh yeah, it's short. Yeah, short.
No, okay. It's playing though. Hold on.
Okay, now I can hear it. Okay.
No, the red is clear.
Okay, good.
It's clear. It's just that
I forgot to push the button either.
So that's what I was saying to you the last time. Wait, no, you're not on.
Yeah, I'm still live on YouTube.
Well, yeah. It's just that this thing is really bad. Just the wire.
Hey, everybody.
Wait, no, they're not back on it.
I know. I'm
talking to
you
to that.
Yeah, we're chopping it up in the studio. Can you close? Let me close the door.
You stretch your foot if you want.
I'm hearing that. I have probably like another 30 seconds.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn the mic on first.
Just do it. Just go ahead. Yes, this is Charlene live, 88.5 FM, The Beat. And there's so much going on in the world. The AI and the robots are coming. But guess what? They're not just coming, they're here. They are here. The robots are here. I don't know if they're going to take over everything. So I wanted to share with you. Let's check the Bitcoin price. I am so curious as what Bitcoin is doing. All right, we're teasing back up a little bit. 88,500 US for one Bitcoin, 88,510. And I'm looking at fiat leak. I'm seeing all that dollars coming out of the US going into Bitcoin. I see the euro popping out a lot of currency into Bitcoin. Let's see. Yes, the Great Britain pound, the sterling pound is pumping. A lot of people are buying. I think we're gonna see. Oh my goodness! Every single millisecond of transaction I'm looking at on the Bitcoin, the fiat leak, it shows you every single transaction that is cleared on the blockchain. So the hash power by Coinbase, let's see, all the different exchanges, they're pumping out all the transactions that are coming out. It's a Kraken. I can't even. It's moving so fast. I can't see. I can't see it. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's just tell you. If you want to see a very captivating chart, just go to fiatleak.com and look at that. But if you want free stuff, you got to go to 885thebeat.com. 885thebeat.com for free stuff. I'm going to be giving away tickets to our loyal listeners for the Bitcoin conference held here in Turks and Caicos Islands, January 1, 2, 3. So here's the agenda, folks. Thursday, New Year's Day, after you plastered yourself on New Year's Eve night, in the afternoon, we're going to get together for a dinner and a quiet evening. Oh no, it's not going to be quiet. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to have music and food. And we're going to kick off the conference with a pre-conference dinner on January 1st. So dinner with Charlene and the gang from 88.5 FM right here in Turks and Caicos. I haven't picked the spot yet where we're going to be chowing down on January 1st. But then you're going to go to sleep, rest up, because bright and early, January 2nd, that's the Friday now, January 2nd at 9 a.m., the sun comes up like 5 o'clock. But let's just say at 9 o'clock, you're going to show up right here in Turks and Caicos Island on Providenciales, the island of Providenciales. And we're going to have the first official grand, the opening ceremony for the conference. We're going to have workshops every hour, on the hour, all day long, chop, 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 chop. And then we're going to break for lunch. Right about noon, we're going to have a program, and we're going to have an auction. We're going to be auctioning off the NFTs, the Creatures of the Sea NFT collection will be auctioned off live and direct during our luncheon here in Turks and Caicos. The location I'm still working on, so tune in for details on exactly where we're going to be hooking up at. The location I had in mind, I'm still holding out for it, but I don't know, guys. I'm waiting. This is Charlene on 88.5 FM. We're talking about the Bitcoin conference that we'll be hosting, co-hosting, and sponsored by 88.5 FM. And the second day, we're going to have all the workshops. Thursday, January 1st, is a dinner and hangout, and then come on the 2nd, we'll have the workshops and all the things that we need to talk about. We're going to be talking about AI. We're going to be talking about energy. The biggest factor in AI, as I mentioned, is energy, right? Energy supplying the network. And there's some really creative ways that we can tap into already existing energy supply to power the AI networks. That includes like all the stranded energy around the world, a lot of stranded energy in Texas, where I have some properties. a lot of stranded energy in Utah. There's a lot of stranded energy wherever there's a power plant. It's oversupply. The grid has a lot of energy that never gets used. I think here in Turks and Caicos, we have what do you call it? A demand issue. We have a supply and demand issue, but I think those issues can be mitigated if we integrate AI into the local power grid here as a balancing tool. Because the thing with electricity is you've got to generate so much of it, but then at nighttime you're not using nearly all of what you generate. But you can't stop generating. You got to keep it going. So every time if you wake up in the night and flip on the switch, you're going to go to a potty at the bathroom in the night, you want to know that the electricity is going to be there. So it's not like, oh, you go to bed and then the electricity stops pumping. It has to keep going. Electricity is a moving thing. It's very unstable. So creating stability for electricity is a process of using it. When you use it, you're actually capturing it and stabilizing it. So the more we have technologies and use cases and manufacturing processes to capture that electricity, especially when you and I are not needing it for everyday activities, that's another opportunity for AI to load up on energy in the nighttime and store that energy. So energy storage is now the most the in-demand thing, the most in-demand sector in supporting of the AI, because you got to store energy. Remember, the AI cannot have a downtime. We're used to, like, you try to make a call and your phone doesn't work. We cannot have that with the AI. The AI has to be constantly there. Every time you put in a question, it has to be ready to answer. Every time these machines, especially if they're doing medicine, there's no downtime. So the artificial intelligence and the robotics and the energy supply have to become one. So the robots have to figure out a way to generate their own electricity or store their own electricity. And then we talk about batteries that are seamless, like the actual components that build the AI, the skin, the metal, the covering of the robots, that has to be able to generate energy as well. And so there's a lot of technology in wearable energy. You can wear a jacket that produces electricity and charges your phone, or a wearable device that, remember back in the day, you had watches, Seiko watches, that use the energy from your pulse or the warmth from your wrist to charge the battery, rechargeable battery from the warmth on your skin, direct energy from your body. So wearables for energy supply is not a new thing, folks. This is just reimagining the way the technologies that have operated in the past, how we can reimagine them for today. So everything you hear me talking about, it sounds new, it sounds like you never heard it before, but when you think deeply, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, digital currency, the blockchain idea goes way back to the Byzantine Empire, goes way back to the Egyptians, go way back to the pyramids. The idea of storing energy, the idea of storing value. They used to bury all the mummies, right? They put all their gold and their silver and all their belongings and all their savings go into that tomb with them. When they die, they take their riches with them. So when you die, you take your Bitcoin with you, because guess what? Nobody's going to know your secret code for your Bitcoin wallet unless you have one of those multi-signature wallets that somebody else can unlock after you pass away. I thought about technology. So we had the tomb raiders. Oh yes, we have the tomb raiders, right? That would raid the tombs, and you watch all the movies, right? And you see all the Egyptian stuff. But what I'm talking about, the ability to store wealth and take your wealth with you post mortem, is not a new idea, because the Egyptians and the ancient people were taking their wealth with them when they died. And they would even be getting gifts, wealthy gifts at their death, not for their birthday. They'd be getting gifts for the day they die. They'd be getting more gold and more silver and more trinkets and so many. That's kind of the history of money and the history of value, the history of digital assets is nothing new. The whole idea of the blockchain is to now store your values, to store your wealth on a digital framework forever and ever. People are sick of, you have your checks or your money and there's a fire, all that is burnt and gone. So we needed something digital, something electronic to store our value. And that's what cryptocurrencies are. That's what the Bitcoin is. So if you come to the Bitcoin conference, January 1, 2, 3 here in Turks and Caicos, start off the new year with knowledge, fun, and excitement, and learn a lot. And then the third day, January 3rd, that's a very significant day for cryptocurrency. January 3rd, 2009 was the first Bitcoin, the birth, the minting of the first Bitcoin. It's called the Genesis block. No coincidence that the first Bitcoin is called Genesis. Because, like I keep telling you, a lot of this stuff is talked about in the scriptures, in the Holy Bible. I can find, I don't want to like go into that trying to prove anything to you, but as you read your scriptures, look for the technology, look for the information, search the scriptures for ideas and where we're at right now in this dispensation of time where all this knowledge is coalescing, and all this knowledge that's been curated is being coming back. Every single piece of knowledge that existed from the beginning of humanity is now being collected by the AI. All of human knowledge is already, I think I saw a post on Twitter X that said every single knowledge that exists is already stored by the AI machines. There is nothing else that they don't know. There is no hidden facts that the AI machines don't know. The AI machine is collectively smarter than the entire human people. It's smarter than everybody. Somebody's calling me. Hey, what's up, man? I'm live on the radio, so thanks for tuning in. This is Charlene on 88.5 FM. If you want to listen, because I answered your call, I didn't want your phone to keep ringing. So just listen. But I'm talking about artificial intelligence on 88.5 FM live in studio with our chief engineer. And I want to give a shout out to Sivil Dean. Sivil is the organizer of Christmas in Blue Hills. Sivil, I thought that was you calling me, so I answered the phone. Sivil, if you're listening to the radio, please call in, because I cannot tell these people about Christmas in Blue Hills. You are Sivil, you're the heartbeat of Christmas in Blue Hills. I know we started the show late. You were supposed to come on at 5 o'clock, and then you got to go pick up your granddaughter. Okay, everybody knows Sivil. You see her on the road, honk at her and tell her, call Charlene, 88.5 FM. She has my phone, because I cannot do justice to Blue Hills in Christmas. They're going to have dancing, food, fun, all the festivities. Oh my goodness, I have so much. I can't wait for that. So it's going to be December 20. Oh my goodness, almost forgot to tell you when. December 20 is the date of Blue Hills in Christmas in Blue Hills. Oh, now I'm getting tongue-tied. So there's two important dates you got to remember. The big one, local event hosted by Civil Dean and the Dean family and all the dancers. Every night, I think she's over there dancing or practicing with the girls. They go to hotels and they do the Jankuna dance. They do all kinds of dance. They even do the hula dance. So I've been talking with Civil about the dancing, and they've been doing the Hawaiian dance. Whatever kind of dance you would like for your event or your festivity, you can call me. I have Civil's number. I don't know if she wants me to give out her number on the air, but call our station's number. It's an easy number, 649-441-8805. 649-441-8805. That's 88.5 FM, The Beat, with Charlene live, the Smart Beat. Now, let me get back into this conversation about AI and where we're at. So if you take the timeline, Where we're at today is not where the AI is. The AI is probably what we're seeing now is probably a technology from 5 years ago. The version of AI that you're using on ChatGPT, whatever, is not the latest and greatest. Where I'm talking about even the self-driving cars, the electric car, the version that's being used right now, FSD, is not the latest and greatest. They are telling us what two versions ahead looks like and what to look forward to. That means they've already gone 2, 3 versions ahead. Imagine now that your car, if you have an electric car, that car can power your house. The energy stored in the battery of the Tesla pickup truck, the Cybertruck, can power your house for 3 days. It's storing energy and has the capacity to store and hold that energy and supply it to power your dishwasher, your TV, your air conditioner, your stove, and all the things that use, charging your phone. I saw, I was driving in Dallas, and there is a guy driving down the road with a washing machine running, operating in the back of the Cybertruck while he's driving. It's somehow a nifty idea, but I think he wanted to prove a point that the Cybertruck has the power not only to drive itself, but to power other appliances and other use cases. So we're talking about the use case for AI. We started off, okay, so number one, the best use case and the most critical need for AI is in medicine. Surgeries, heart surgeries, even replacing a knee, replacing eye, fixing your eye if you got glaucoma or whatever kind of eye injury or diseases that you might have that can be treated physically. The AI machines already do that. If you look at what they're doing in Japan and South Korea, a lot of their medical procedures have already been done by robotics for the last 2, 3 years and artificial intelligence. Some of them, they don't have real, like a robot with a face on it looking down in your mouth while you're getting your dental work done, but they may have had a robotic arm or a thing that comes down like a little, device. But pretty soon, the entire medical industry and infrastructure is going to be run, operated, and constructed by artificial intelligence. Now, the second use case I talk about is the need for AI when it comes to safety, security, and the whole criminal element of society can be addressed through AI. I'm talking about police officers, firefighters, all of those jobs, all of that workforce is looking at being replaced. It's not a choice now because the ability to capture, to solve crime with AI, with artificial intelligence, you can't hide from it. It's going to be so smart, super smart, and you can't make a deal with the AI, right? Like, cut me a plea deal here. No, it's not going to be like that. The entire judicial system has gotten so corrupt in some countries like the US of A, where judges are prosecuting, and not judging, they're prosecuting. Prosecutors are judges. I don't even know. Your own lawyer could be incriminating you or, giving you up. But the idea of a criminal justice system, a just system, right now, I feel like everything is so unjust, but the AI can decipher the truth and the facts and figure out the missing pieces when it comes to solving crime. Now, remember the explosion in DNA evidence when I think maybe 30, 40 years ago, when we started using DNA evidence to solve crime for criminal as a solution. So yeah, you can you can use these all these other services like ancestry.com, to look up your posterity. But the crime solving aspect using the technology of DNA evidence was pretty much big 30 years ago, when they started using that heavily. Now think about the idea when a police officer is a AI robot. That's what I'm talking about. Even firefighters going in and fighting fires, rescuing people. even deep diving, sea, ocean rescue, drowning, lifeguards, all of those kinds of safety cases will be taken over by the AI robotics that are coming out. And it's not going to be like slow. Right now, we're just in a waiting position. We're in a, when you're doing a race, you got to, wait for the gun, wait for the shot so you can take off. We're in that crouched position right now, waiting for the AI to actually take over because it's not coming, folks. The AI is here. The robotics is here. The autonomous way of doing everything is here. And if you are concerned, don't be concerned. Just try to be prepared. I know it's difficult because you have no idea. The fear factor is real. I know the fear factor is real. But just take a breath. I'm telling myself this. Take a breath, Charlene, on 88.5 FM, and just breathe. Just relax for a second because the AI could actually be solving a lot of problems. I know some people are fearful of their jobs, but one person that I don't know if I can trust, but one person is telling us that the AI is actually going to solve the equation of poverty. So I posted on X, Twitter, that poverty equals engineering plus geography. Someone posted on X that poverty was an engineering problem, and I broke it down into one simple math equation. So poverty exists because a lot of times the politicians, the people we vote for, the local community, the society in which we exist, there are people who want to be at the top, that want to exert power over the rest of us. And there are people who want to be richer. They want to collect riches, collect value for themselves. They're not in this distributive society where they want to share everything. We are living in a capitalist world, most of us. That there are communist nations or socialist countries where things are supposed to be equitable, but for some reason, even in a socialist regime, there is still rich and poor, haves and haves not. And we are being promised by what Elon Musk is saying, the guy who's developing a lot of this AI technology, even OpenAI with ChatGPT was started largely with Elon Musk's involvement. So he's saying that the AI that they're developing right now is going to solve the problem of poverty. Is that something we can grapple? The fact that we have so much disparity between haves and haves not. So will the AI actually do that? Now, if you want something to grasp or to grab onto, maybe you can hang on to that. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the whole argument, there's a one-sided argument that AI is going to take our jobs, take everything. There's no more use for humanity. But I'm hearing on the other side of that conversation that there's a potential that the AI is going to fix all of our problems associated with poverty. And so we can figure out a way to make things more equitable for each of our fellow man and woman. So that's my hope. Now, the third area that AI is most needed, I'm going to get into that. I think the engineer, the DJ in the radio studio wants to drop some music on you. So I'm going to let him do that. Everybody take a breath. And when we come back in just a minute or so, we are going to talk about the next reason, which is education. And we'll go into that. This is Charlene live on 88.5 FM, The Smart Beat. Now, for you guys who are on YouTube, the radio is on and there's like music and commercial break, but I'm still streaming live. So don't go anywhere. I know I'm not talking like I would be on the air, but the radio is still playing. So if you're local, if you're listening to the radio online, for those of you who are tuned in either on YouTube, Facebook, or live streaming, you can jump onto 88.5 The Beat, 885 The Beat. And if you click wherever you see a little radio icon, a little radio button, if you click on that, it says on air. You can listen to the station. So right now, let me just click and make sure what's out there playing. Thanks for you. Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, music is playing on the real radio. My heart is a trumpet. Deep breaths of gratitude for the palpable pain, the struggle.
You think I mean that's going to do?
What?
You think our thing go wrap up?
Wrap up what? You're playing a song.
No, I know, but when the cue, me think we do because
no, it's 4:50.
A 4:50.
Carlyle, you're making me nervous. Okay. So I'm gonna get back.
We're going back on now.
Okay, let me listen to the error.
We all suffer through loving not only those who love us the same.
When we're done with the show, we're gonna replay my playlist after.
Those who never change, they harm us again.
Yeah, there's all
And again our love remains. So I got to give it up, give it up to you. Thanks for you, your love so true. Thanks to you, thank you. My heart is like a heart, streams of life, rains of strain. So much to gain, so much to lose. Loving even those who brought us shame. Always remind.
Okay, I can come back in.
That is actually in a delay.
Okay, I can come back in now?
Yes, no.
All right. Everyone listening to 88.5 FM here in Turks and Caicos, throughout the Caribbean, Florida, Jamaica, Canada, the United Kingdom, and the USA. I know I have some new friends in Nigeria, all across Africa, Kenya, so forth. New York City, big up. This is Charlene with the Smart Beat live on the radio. Now, what is going on with Bitcoin today? We are at, oh my goodness, we're dropping 88,000 US dollar for one Bitcoin. I still see a lot of US dollar pumping into that Bitcoin currency. I'm looking at Kraken, Coinbase, all of these BitMEX, all of these exchanges are punching out a lot of transactions. The hash rate is very high going into today. A lot of people are buying the dip, buying the dippy dip if you are into cryptocurrency. Now, here's the thing that I would like to help all of our listeners do is get free stuff. Because when you listen to the radio, one of the reasons you listen to the radio is to get free stuff. So if you want tickets to the 2026 Bitcoin conference, you've got to go on to 885thebeat.com and register. I'm going to start pulling out registered users' names and calling them out on the air and giving away free tickets, whether you are local here in Turks and Caicos on the island of Providenciales, or whether you're North Caicos, South Caicos, or Paraquí, wherever you are, the Caribbean, Jamaica, Bahamas, whereas a lot of people in Dominican Republic, Haiti. We have on the crew on this Caicos Lifestyle, there is a bunch of so many people calling in. Okay, if you're trying to call me, go and listen on the radio, 88.5 FM, The Beat with Charlene, 885 The Beat online, and 88.5 FM in your rate on the local radio. So blowing up my phone, but here we go again. If you want tickets to the Bitcoin conference January 1, 2, 3 here in Turks and Caicos, go online, register at 885thebeat.com. If you have my number, here it is, 649-441-8805. 649-441-8805. Now, if you want to get in on the real good stuff, a really good deal on the Caicos Lifestyle Private Yacht Charter, go ahead and text that number. I know this is high value ticket items. Caicos Lifestyle has got the private yacht. They hook it up, 4-hour trips and 6-hour all day trips, 8-hour trips, whatever you like, however much long you want to stay, even overnight. Well, if you want to go between the United States and the Caribbean, we can hook it up for you. Here's a number to call or text. Actually, better you text or WhatsApp. 649-441-8805. Charlene live on 88.5 FM, The Beat. Okay, so what's going on with the AI and education? Education is the final frontier where AI, I think, is going to be massive undertaking. And starting with universities and colleges. Right now, a lot of universities are figuring out a way to save their endowment money by employing AI professors. So when I was teaching at Utah Valley University, I was talking about this topic, and some students in the class were saying, hey, even in some of their other classes, like in some of their Finance 101 class, they never see their professor. It's always like a teaching assistant or teacher's aide or somebody. They just go, they show up to classes, there's no professor there. They can do everything online. So we already have the entire education model is online. So why do we need professors and teachers and instructors, in the classroom? So AI is going to replace even the need to have the classroom. And that's why I think it's probably not going to start off with the lower K through 12. I'm talking about probably high school and colleges, or the kids that can stay at home by themselves, right? The high schoolers and the college students. There's no need. You want to go to Harvard, you can register with any university remotely and graduate from an Ivy League university, not having stepped a foot on that campus. This is already here. I'm not saying this is something new. I'm saying we're just transitioning in more efficiencies. So when you tune in to 88.5 FM, you come listening for new things. You come listening for where you should position yourself. So if you're in the education sector, be prepared that one day you show up to your classroom and there is a robot writing on your chalkboard or sitting in your chair, or not even a classroom. The school is closed down and everything is online, and the students will log in and be taught by their robotic instructor, their AI instructor. That's already happening. I think most students are now. They're going online and using the AI to complete their assignments. They're going to, because I think it's easier, like the AI machine or the AI technology can figure out what your learning styles are, or what a way to crack your tough brain to get that information in. So it's probably a more effective way. Let me give a shout out before the show ends to our lead sponsors. Go over to Grand Slam. They have a fishing boat. There's a lot of people who are into fishing. These fishing outfits that go around the world, they're here in Turks and Caicos. They bring guests here and they go out on fishing boats and they come back with fish. They come back with food. So if you want to experience real fishing, go on to 885thebeat.com, 885thebeat.com. Look at our sponsors. Grand Slam's up there. Also, if you want an excursion on the ocean where you can sit in a boat and see the ocean floor, the Claire boat. I think it's like some kind of poly clear glass. It's not real glass, right? But it's one of these polyurethane setup. It's a boat that you just sit and you don't have to get out of the water. You can see everything, and you can. I think they take pictures and sell packages of images or picture photo packages. But that's one of the biggest things here in Turks and Caicos that people are doing. Everybody's going out on the clear boat. I think there are 4 or so many trips a day that they go out scheduled. So go to our website, 885thebeat.com, and click on our sponsors and make sure you register for free stuff. We've got radio station giveaways coming up all the time. If you register, I will get you in line for free tickets, not just to the Bitcoin conference. I wish we had Sivil. The next show, I'm going to bring Sivil on to talk about the Blue Hills parade that's coming up December 20. The Bitcoin conference is January 1, 2, 3. And the station is 885 FM, The Smart Beat with Charlene. Now, I've got some great music lined up for you. This is primarily a music station. I'm the only one yapping over here. But I have music too. So listen to some of the lyrics of these songs coming up at the end of the show. You'll enjoy them. Yours truly is also a songwriter. I'm moonlighting as a radio host and a songwriter on the radio for over 30 years. Tuning in right now to 88.5 FM. If you're online, go to 885thebeat.com. Register for free. There's so many goodies up there. I don't even enumerate them. Let me do one last check on the Bitcoin price. Oh no, my gosh, we're down to 87,798, 87,000 US. That's still a high value asset right there. If I had money, if I had some change in my pocket, I'd be buying Bitcoin today, because what goes down must go up, right? I don't know. Maybe some people online are been saying that it's going to be hit like 42. Somebody was telling me 48, 42. Look for Bitcoin down all the way. I can't believe that. We were at 126,000 just a month ago. So I cannot believe there are people predicting. There's a prediction market out there all the way down to 42,000. That is crazy. Bitcoin retracing its steps, and all the other cryptos are just in the red. The whole stock market, I know, let me just do one quick look at the Tesla. See where that's at, and some of the other stocks that are trading on the way out of the station here. Let me give you a quick financial update. Everything is red, red, red. Wall Street, red, red, red today. Everything I'm looking at. Oh, one thing was green. Costco had a 0.3% movement on the upside, but everything else is red. AT&T also had less than 1% move. The only thing, Dominion energy sector has some movement in the green there. Oh my goodness, everything else is red. FedEx had a little bit of green. Let me see, all the stuff I'm following. Amazon, Sprouts, Farmers Market is down. Hain, Celestial is down. Nike is down. Snap down. Sanjomo Therapeutics down. PFE is down. Pfizer's down. Oh my goodness. T-Mobile's down. One Stop Systems down. Live Ventures down. Sony down. AMD down. Down. Ford down. Citigroup down. Google down. Microsoft down. Down on Wall Street. Apple down. S&P 500 down. NASDAQ down. Moo Hello Group down. Everybody's down. Rocket Labs down. Strategies down, and Tesla down. Oh my goodness. Bitcoin down. 87,694 now trading on the Bitcoin charts. When we come back next show, we're going to get more into the educational aspects of Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is energy. I have a curriculum online for you that we go through during the show. But here are the 2 dates to remember. December 20, here, Turks and Caicos Islands, Blue Hills Christmas Parade. Christmas in Blue Hills, free stuff, food, fun, entertainment, dancing on the beach right there in Blue Hills. You know how to get to it. You can't miss it. There's a one way in and one way out. So go mark that on your calendar, December 20. Now, the big date, January 1, 3 days in Turks and Caicos on the island of Providenciales. Book your flight now. Get down here for the Bitcoin convention, the Bitcoin conference. Again, food, fun, entertainment, private yachts, dancers, music, food, and education, and talk, and speakers, and sponsors, and everything. Go online, 885thebeat.com, 885thebeat.com to learn more. I think we are ready to hit out of here, to get out of the station. So if you're tuning in online, nice to see your beautiful faces. And we will hear some music. And you know what I love about radio? You can always get stuff from your radio host. And who's your favorite radio host?